Good morning, everyone. Yeah, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Northfield. My name is Bill Jokala, and Mary Jane and I have been part of this wonderful, caring community for about 9 years, and we're so happy to be here, and we're happy that all of you are here. UUFN is an inclusive community that nurtures spiritual and intellectual growth and fosters ethical and social responsibility. If you're a visitor, either on-site or online, we are glad you are with us, and we invite you to stay after the service to get acquainted. Today we have even a special craft plan that Holly will share later in the service. We welcome your questions and look forward to getting to know you. In honor of the month of Earth Day, the Green Team would like to share a tip about living more greenly, if that's a word. So there should be something on the slide about household energy. All good things to do. Keep your clothes clean with low energy requirement. So later in the service today, we will take our Share the Plate offering for Community Action Center, or CAC. CAC reports a desperate need for help in order to stock the food shelves and respond to growing needs in Rice County. They need both financial support and volunteers to keep their food shelves open. If you are able to volunteer, see information in the REACH newsletter from our social justice team about how to sign up. I call your attention to the announcements in your order of service and weekly email. There you'll find more information about the following. The Democracy Defenders group will meet downstairs today at 11:45. Our next soup supper is scheduled for Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. at UUFN. The Green Team sponsored book study will meet this Friday, May 2nd at the UUFN for a first meeting. Mary Jane has a couple of extra books if anyone wants to join that has not already gotten one. The Care Team is hosting a conversation next Saturday on finding balance in an unbalanced world. And we have a budget listening session after the service next Sunday to talk about the draft 2025 and 2026 congregational budget. Excuse me. I missed one or two syllables there. We don't have a lot to say about the congressional budget, but we can do the congregational one. Additionally, one that didn't fit in the order of service is this Thursday at 6 p.m. The Democracy Defenders will be in Bridge Square for the May Day gathering to demand a future that works for working families. Tell all your friends and neighbors. We'll see you there. Be sure to stick around after the service today for a special surprise craft, which will be revealed later in the service, hosted by the UUFN Green Team. Join us next Sunday, May 4th, for Saving What We Love with Reverend Sarah. May 4th is celebrated as Star Wars Day. Since May the 4th be with you, plays on the iconic phrase, may the force be with you. For this service, we'll launch our new month's theme of the practice of imagination by imagining a rebel alliance forming, a force awakening, and the ushering in of a new Jedi era. Jedi standing for justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, of course. Join us for the Star Wars Day service that offers both lightheartedness and challenge as we build our resistance to imperial forces. Again, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Northfield.
Just so you all are aware, that was a recording, the piano was an accompaniment of soundscapes, and the piano recording was by Trina here. Good morning. My name is Holly Kelchner. I use she, her pronouns, and I've been part of this community for about a year and a half. On June 1st, I'll be up here ready to become a committed member of this congregation. Our opening words are "To Worship" by Jacob Trapp. To worship is to stand in awe, under a heaven of stars, before a flower, a leaf in the sunlight, or a grain of sand. To worship is to be silent, receptive. Before a tree astir with the wind, or a passing shadow of cloud. To worship is to work with dedication and with skill. It is to pause from work and to listen to a strain of music. To worship is to sing with the singing beauty of the earth. It is to listen through a storm to the still, small voice within. Worship is a loneliness seeking communion. It is a thirsty land crying out for rain. Worship is a kindred fire within our hearts, and it moves through deeds of kindness and through acts of love. Worship is the mystery within us, reaching out to the mystery beyond. It is an inarticulate silence, yearning to speak. It is the window of the moment to the sky of the eternal. Come, let us worship together.
The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. Each Sunday when we gather, we bring this symbol to life together. Please join me in speaking the words for the lighting of the chalice. Let us open our eyes to see what is beautiful. Let us open our minds to learn what is true. Let us open our hearts to love one another. Please rise in body or spirit to sing the pollinator song.
So with this song, I'm going to need a little bit of help, and I wonder if anybody would like to help me call the pollinators. We've got some, yes, thank you, Holly. And so before I sing this song, I want to just make sure that we can all agree that when we call the pollinators, we're also going to make a promise that we won't use weird chemicals that will hurt them. Can we make that agreement? Yes. Okay, I want to hear it a little louder. Yes. Woohoo! Okay, so here's the pollinator song. Cool. Okay, yeah, let's get the shakers. Ch 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 ch. Yeah. Ooh, you pollinators, won't you to our garden come? So fruit will come later. Fill the flowers with your hum. Fly on tiny wisdom, sing your sweet ancestral song. Drink the nectar of the flowers, may they fruit before too long. Forgive the errors of my people, as we wake up from the spell of greed. We will work to live in balance, taking only what we need. And we sing our song together, giving thanks for all we see. Drinking in the beauty of life's sweetness, it's a blessing just to be. And we dance with the Creator, now that spring has just begun. Oh, you pollinators, won't you to our gardens come?
I love that song. It's been stuck in my head all week. If you could hold on to those shakers, I'll collect those at the end. That'd be great. So a few weeks ago, I announced that in this fall, I will be embarking on a transition to become an ordained minister. While it might seem like a shift, to me, it feels like an extension, a deepening of my training to protect what I love. I've always felt connected to the ocean. Since childhood, I'd spend hours playing among the sand, catching waves. That deep pull towards the sea never left me. It's where I go when I need to feel awe, to feel small, and to feel held. One person who significantly influenced my love for the ocean is Sylvia Earle. She's a trailblazing oceanographer, a deep sea explorer, and a fierce advocate for protecting marine life. If you want to learn more about her, I'll make a shameless plug for her documentary on Netflix called Mission Blue. It's pretty good. I had the honor of meeting Sylvia during my senior year of college at the Alaska Native Science and Engineering Program banquet. It was January 20th, 2017. A day many of us remember as the beginning of a significant political shift in our country, while others were watching the presidential inauguration, or possibly marching in the Women's March. I was shaking my hands with my hero. That evening, I had the chance to ask her one question, and I asked, what is the one thing that you want our generation to accomplish? And she didn't hesitate. She told me, it's not about big accomplishments. It's not about walking on the moon or reaching the bottom of the ocean. It's about each person doing something that they love to move this world forward, to make it a better place. That message stayed with me. It reminded me that stewardship doesn't require fame or grandeur. It begins with what we love and the joy of caring for it. Sylvia's message has always been simple and powerful. No blue, no green, no water, no life. Our fate and our oceans are one. And it's worth remembering that over half of the oxygen that we breathe comes from the ocean. Every second breath you take, thank the sea. That message from Sylvia about doing what you love to move the world forward, it became a guiding light for me. Not long after, I found myself moving across the country to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to begin graduate school, studying the oceans. I arrived in August, full of excitement, and I was welcomed not by classmates, but by a hurricane. Hurricane Harvey made landfall shortly after I moved in. Though its eye stayed west of Baton Rouge, I remember the fear in the air. I quickly learned how to stock up on gas, batteries, non-perishable food, and water. Roads flooded, power flickered, and I heard stories of everyday people, neighbors, friends, and volunteers taking their own personal boats over to St. Charles Parish to rescue trapped people on their rooftops, waiting to be rescued. That was my first, this is climate change moment. Harvey dropped over 60 inches of rain in some areas. It moved slowly and relentlessly, fueled by warmer ocean waters and a warmer atmosphere that held more moisture than ever before. Scientists later confirmed the storm's devastation was made significantly worse by climate change. And Harvey wasn't an isolated event. Even today, New Orleans, a city that captured my heart, still bears the scars from Hurricane Katrina. That storm hit nearly 20 years ago, and yet many of the city's pumps, designated to keep the below sea level city dry, still haven't been repaired. It wouldn't take a major hurricane, just a small one, for entire neighborhoods to flood again. That experience taught me just how fragile our human systems are and how unprepared we remain in the face of climate change. It also stirred a deeper reflection within me. Water is life. We know this. We say it, we feel it. It nourishes, it cleanses, it sustains every living thing on earth. But water is also powerful. It threatens, it erodes, it floods, it drowns. What gives life can also take it away. The oceans, the rivers, the rain, they're sacred and vital, and they're changing. And in that moment, I began to understand climate change not just as a science, but also as a spiritual reckoning. It asks us, how do we live in right relationship with a force that sustains us and now increasingly threatens us? That question followed me as I traveled far south to the frigid waters of Antarctica, where I found myself living aboard a cruise ship as a scientist. Now, I know before I share the next story, I'll share pictures of what you truly wanted to see when I told you that I was going to talk about Antarctica, cute, fluffy penguins. I'm well aware this is what you guys came to see. And I expect that you might think that I'm going to talk about how climate change is affecting these cute penguins. Actually retreating ice in the continent of Antarctica is actually creating more sustainable habitat for these penguins. However, climate change is affecting their food supply, but I'm quickly digressing. Let me get back to my story. One evening while crossing the Drake Passage, I was in my cabin working on a lecture about plankton. That's the tiny, incredible organisms that drift with the ocean currents and form the base of the ocean's food web. It was quiet, focused work, until suddenly everything shifted. It felt like an earthquake. Who here's felt an earthquake before? It's unsettling. The world itself shaking beneath your feet. But here's the thing, I wasn't on land, I was at sea. There was no thunder, no icebergs, we weren't near any land masses, and then the captain came over the PA. Our ship had sustained damage. It was only later that I learned the truth. We had been hit by a rogue wave. These towering, unpredictable waves have haunted mariners for centuries. Waves so massive and sudden that sailors who survived them were often dismissed as delusional. True fact. But we now know they are real, and they're becoming more common under climate change. Even today, scientists still don't have a reliable way to predict them. These waves are a reminder of how little control we have of the sea and how deeply climate change is affecting even the most remote parts of our planet. But here's what I remembered most clearly: how the crew responded. In the middle of fear and confusion, we sprang into action, passing out water bottles, finding spare clothes for displaced guests, helping medical staff care for the injured. Every person did their part, not as individuals, but as one team, taking care of one another in a moment of crisis. Because when you're out at sea, your ship is your life support system. It provides your shelter, your warmth, your food, your stability, and it takes all of us working together to keep it functioning. And just like that ship, Earth is our life support system. But our Earth has a fever. Our climate is warming. And just like a body with a fever, that rising temperature affects everything. Rogue waves, melting ice, shifting seasons, hurricanes, fires, floods, droughts. We feel it, and we're seeing it. And we know we must care for our ship together. Each of us has a role to play in caring for this blue planet that we call home. And sometimes that role begins not with something grand, but something small and something joyful, something we made with our hands and our hearts. Sophia reminded me that it's not about walking on the moon, it's about doing what you love to help move this world forward. So today, after the service, I invite you to join the green team in making sun catchers, a simple, beautiful reminder of light and color and our connection to the natural world. We'll be using blue and green beads to honor Sylvia's message. No blue, no green. No water, no life. It's an act of beauty. It's an act of love. And it's a way that we carry the light of this message with us, literally and symbolically, as we continue to steward this earth together. Let us turn our care into creativity. Let's turn sunlight into a prayer for our planet, reminding us of the beauty worth fighting for. Please rise as you are able to join Trina in singing Earth Anthem. This tune is familiar, but Trina wrote the words that you'll find in your insert.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies that spread the light we see. Life all around on earth abounds in earth and sky and sea. Our hearts infused with gratitude for earth's diversity. I'll do my part with humble heart in love and unity.
I invite you to allow yourself an unhurried breath. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Let your heart catch up with you in this moment. Rest in the embrace of a wider love. In the presence of this love that holds us all, we use our chalice flame to light our candles of community. We light our first candle for a blessing for the wider world. This week, we learned of the death of Pope Francis. He was known for his humility, support for climate justice issues, and care for the world's most marginalized. While he promoted a message of inclusion and compassion, he wasn't afraid to speak up to world leaders when he felt they were dealing harshly with those in the greatest need, such as migrants. Pope Francis also admitted to his mistakes he felt he made in the early years of his papacy. May we all learn from his example. We know, too, that the details of our daily lives are sacred and important. We now light a candle for the simple joys that are sustaining us. And we light another candle in honor of the sorrows and hardships we might be carrying. Candle in honor of the joys and sorrows we carry in our hearts that may not have been spoken aloud. And we move into this time of silence. May the truth of your heart be reflected in these flames. Amen, and blessed be.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart
Earth, Teach Me is from the Ute Native people of North America. Earth, teach me stillness as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring as the mother who secures her young. Earth, teach me courage as the tree which stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness as dry fields weep in the rain.
We will now move into our time of offering. Our offering is one way we make our care for the world tangible. This month's recipient is the Community Action Center. During the offering, you may either place cash or check in the basket or donate online through our website, uunorthfield.org. We now gratefully accept the offering. Will the ushers please come forward?
There's a message in the water of unconditional love. It's the same sweet sound of my heart's own song. That's what I'm singing now. We are all connected, from the sacred springs to the rivers running free, from the rivers to the deltas to the deep blue sea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I message on the water. Here's what I hear it saying to me. Children, wake to your part of our global heart. Be who you are made to be. We are all connected, from the sacred springs to the rivers running free, from the rivers to the deltas to the deep blue sea. That's you and me. Oh. Message on the water, singing along with me. We can release our pain and find peace again, and know what it means to be free. We are all connected, from the sacred springs to the rivers running free, from the rivers to the deltas to the deep blue sea. Oh, that's you and me. Oh, that's you and me. That's you and me.
Thank you, Trina. Thank you for being here today. I'm just gonna let you guys know Trina has some CDs in the back by the treats. So that was from her Fireflies album. It's quite fantastic. As we take a moment to let that music settle in, the reminder that we are all connected, from sacred springs to the deep blue sea, I want to return to the image that we left off with, that we are the crew of this beautiful blue earth, connected to each other, to the rivers, to the forests, to the oceans, and responsible for the course we chart together. And today, that responsibility calls us to look around, right here at home. Because even here in Minnesota, far from any ocean shore, we are not untouched by changing climate. We may not face hurricanes, rogue waves, or rising seas, but we are already seeing the shifts in our seasons, in our storms, in the rhythms of the land and water we call home. When I was a child, winters felt endless and magical. I remember my brother spending entire days outside building snow forts in the backyard. One year, he built a fort so large it could fit 3 of us, himself, our mom, and me, sitting together around a tiny candle he was allowed to bring inside. Yeah, he's sitting over there. He didn't know that I was going to share that picture. I remember how warm and cozy it felt inside that snow cave while we were shielded from the bitter cold winds that howled around us. Here in Minnesota, winter isn't just a season. It's part of our culture. It's woven into who we are. My favorite winter activity has always been cross-country skiing. For some of my best childhood memories came from our family ski trips to Maple Log Resort or up along the Gunflint Trail. But these days, leading up to those trips, my mother anxiously refreshes the snow reports, hoping, sometimes praying, that there will even be snow on the ground. And it's not just about skiing. Many Minnesotans treasure winter traditions like hockey and ice fishing, simple joys that depend on reliable cold and thick ice. But even these are getting harder to come by, with fewer and fewer days cold enough to freeze a proper backyard ice rink or a safe fishing hole. And it's not only our winters that are changing. We're seeing more droughts, leading to more wildfires, more tornadoes, and more flooded fields from intense rain events. Forces that reshape not just our seasons, but the fabric of life here in the upper Midwest. You might be wondering, what exactly is happening on our planet? It's actually pretty simple. Certain gases in our atmosphere, like carbon dioxide and methane and water vapor, they're called greenhouse gases. They trap heat close to the earth, the same way that glass walls of a greenhouse keep plants warm inside. That's why they're called greenhouse gases. This natural process is a good thing. That's what makes life on Earth possible. But human activities like burning coal, oil, and gas, cutting down forests, and industrial farming, which release the carbon that has been sequestered or trapped deep within the Earth for millions of years, are adding more and more of these gases into our atmosphere. And that's making the Earth trap too much heat. Think of it a little like leaving a car parked in the sun with all the windows rolled up. The sunlight gets in, but the heat gets trapped inside. And if you've ever opened a car door on a hot summer day, you know just how quickly it gets dangerously hot in there. And that's what's happening to our planet on a global scale. The Earth is running a fever. And just like within your own body, even a small rise in temperature, just a few degrees, can throw everything out of balance. Luckily, our oceans have been helping cushion the blow. They've been acting like a giant sponge, absorbing much of that extra heat and carbon dioxide. But the oceans are reaching their limits, getting warmer, more acidic, and more stressed. And they're sending us clear distress signals. And the places we call home, from our snowy winters to our rolling farm fields, they're already seeing the strain. But here's the good news. Because climate change is caused by us, that means it can be changed by us. I'll say this again. We are the crew of this ship, Earth, and it's up to all of us to steer it toward healing. Local actions matter. They ripple outward, building the future that we want to see. Here in Minnesota, we have a history of stepping up. In 2007, our state passed the Next Generation Energy Act, setting ambitious goals to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by the year 2050. At the time, we were ranked second in the nation, only behind California, for our bold leadership. And recently, Minnesota updated these goals. Today, our target is to cut emissions by half by 2030 and reach net zero by 2050. Part of our broader climate action framework that touches every part of life, from energy to transportation to agriculture. Right here in Northfield, we're already seeing this momentum. Our climate-friendly mayor and city leaders are thinking ahead, weaving sustainability into our local infrastructure. Solar power has taken off so quickly here that we've saturated the grid. That's a good problem to have, right? The most effective thing that you can do for our planet might surprise you. It's not buying an electric car. It's not installing solar panels. It's actually reducing food waste. Over 1/3 of all the food grown on our planet, grown or raised, goes to waste. And that's not just food, it's wasted water, soil, fuel, energy. Imagine all the resources used to grow, harvest, transport, and store all that food, only for it to end up in a landfill. So what can we do about it? We can start by composting, which is already off to a great start here in Northfield. Composting not only reduces food waste, but it also returns valuable nutrients back to the soil, which supports healthier local agriculture. Another simple step is to shop intentionally and cook creatively. By planning your meals and buying only what you need, you can avoid waste and get creative with leftovers, turning yesterday's meal into today's inspiration. Now, you don't have to give up meat entirely, but consider eating lower on the food chain. By trying just one plant-based meal a week, start small. It's an easy way to reduce your carbon footprint and to discover new, delicious meals along the way, and cook with friends to make it even more joyful. When you support local farmers and the co-op, you're not just feeding yourself, you're helping reduce the environmental costs of transportation while supporting sustainable practices within our own community. I'm also going to add a quick shameless plug for reducing waste in general by shopping at the local Homebody shop in downtown Northfield. You can easily replace plastic items like shampoo bottles and paper towels with bar soap and reusable cloth napkins. I've been doing this for years, and let me tell you, my hair loves it. I've also finally convinced my dad that bidets are where it's at, replacing toilet paper completely. Although, if you're attached to your toilet paper, you can also find the UUFN beloved Who Gives a Crap bamboo toilet paper at Homebody. Making these small changes is an adventure, one that nourishes both your body and the planet. By being more mindful about what we consume, we help protect the world that we love, while also creating a more sustainable future for everyone. But the single most important thing that any of us can do about climate change isn't eating lentils. It's by talking about it. Katherine Hayhoe, a leading climate scientist and the Yale program of climate change communication, both emphasize that one of the most powerful tools that we have against climate change is simply talking about it. Most people don't hear from their friends and family talk about climate change, so they assume that no one cares. But here's the thing, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have all the answers. Just share what you feel. Ask questions, start a conversation. One way to keep it simple is to remember a 5-fact, 10-word summary of climate change. It's real. It's us. It's bad. Scientists agree. There's hope. Easy to remember, easy to share. Today, we're not just making art. We're making symbols. These sun catchers we're crafting today are a joyful reminder of what's at stake. Blue for the oceans, green for the forests, and clear for air and light. As you hang your sun catcher somewhere where it can catch the light, remember, when someone asks, tell them about it. No blue, no green, no water, no life. Then tell them why you made it. Tell them about your fun day at church, talking about climate change. Talking about climate change is how we get others involved, how we build momentum and action, how we start to heal our little blue planet that we call home. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, Blue Boat Home. The lyrics are on your screen and found in the Teal hymnal, number 1064.
Holly, I like lentils.
I like them too.
Thank you so much. Can we just give her a round of applause? How about the passion and the love and the commitment and the wisdom? Thank you, Holly. Okay, so I actually have a funny story. Maybe it's a sad story. A couple of A couple months ago, my friend Deb invited me to come here and listen to Peter Mayer. And I only knew one of his songs, Holy Now. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to hear the songwriter who wrote that song that just breaks me open every time I hear it. Well, then I sat and I listened to him sing Blue Boat Home. And wow, what a beautiful song. And I thought, I wonder where his blue boat is headed. I wonder where he considers home to be. And it wasn't until 2 weeks later, I was painting a picture of the earth and I was humming his song, and it hit me. I was assuming, based on my childhood religion, that we don't really belong here, that this isn't our home, that we're going somewhere else after we die, that it's our real home. I assumed that he was saying it was his boat home, like you would say my bus home, like I took an Uber home. But he was saying that this planet is home. So I just have to say, it's a constant practice of remembering and unwinding the harmful messages that we got about not belonging here, about not being responsible for this beautiful planet. Okay, so sing this with me. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can claim. I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. Wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks for the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, breathe the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. It's my blue boat, it's my home, it's my blue boat home.
Oh, thank you. You can be seated. Our closing benediction is read in honor of the new moon tonight. The Stars Are Dancing by Om Prakash. The stars are dancing tonight, while the moon sits in her golden hammock, swaying back and forth to the rhythm of celestial voices. The beloved is full of rapture, dancing worlds and stars into being, drunk on the wine of passion and filling the heavens with song. Do not sit alone in the dark while creation sings its three-part harmony. Dance, my friends. Dance wildly, sing joyfully. Fill your heart with the beauty of the beloved, as the beloved turns your soul into light.
So I'd like to invite you to learn the, I'm sorry, this goes first. Sorry. Okay, you go first. Sorry.
Oh, never mind. I'm reading.
I'll figure this out.
I had to have one thing hiccup. Let's join together in the words for extinguishing our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please rise in body and spirit with your hands over your heart, holding the hands of those next to you, or whatever posture is most comfortable to you. We sing the words of blessing to one another.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure, pure light that's within you. God